Hello, and welcome. Apologies for the several uploaded times. I may be part of the millennial and technical generation, but I have managed to start about five live streams and then abandon them, like in the last half hour, while trying out settings. So I wanted to try something a little bit different. I wanted to um, do a format called something like language counseling, and I've done a few shorts of them, but the shorts it's way too long for the short format. And then I tried to do some long form videos, but I've kind of bored myself. Hey Alex. Um, this is a little bit different. I want to talk to you about language every other Monday. Um, and today's theme is the grammar anchor. So there is a student who I encounter quite frequently, and I think they end up in private tutoring quite a lot. It's a student who has spent a lot of time studying the grammar, being really diligent, trying to learn and understand all the rules, but they've just they don't feel like they're making any progress. And a lot of time they talk to me and they sort of say, look, I've tried everything and I don't speak any German. When I say what do you mean? What have you tried? Everything. I've tried to learn everything. I've tried to become good at genders and good at cases. So it's very, very grammar heavy. And so this sort of over reliance on grammar can sometimes be an anchor. So first we should say, do I mean that we don't need to bother with grammar at all? No, that's not true either. Grammar is it's quite an important part of language learning, and we need to know if the words are the bricks of our language house, then the grammar is the cement, the mortar that holds it all together, and we need to use it. But what's very, very important is we need to treat it as a tool. So just saying hi. Somebody's joined in. Hello, Alina. Thanks for joining us. We're talking about the grammar anchor. So this kind of student is sort of. I think we need more of these people in the world. They're the kind of people who don't want to open their mouths and speak unless what they say is true or they're very confident. And that's a fantastic approach to life. But, well, it's a fantastic approach to life, but it's not. What can I say? It's just not. I'm dying. Oh, I've got some more people joining. Hi guys. Thanks for chatting to us about language today. We're chatting about grammar, the grammar anchor, and why it holds us back when we're trying to learn a language. Okay, so we've identified the problem. It's an over-reliance of grammar. So I want to show you something. I'm a German tutor, and I'm going to give you quite I'm going to give you quite an easy sentence, and we're going to count the amount of grammar rules that we have to keep in mind. So let's see. I've not figured out how to do this. I think next time I'll write it, pre-write it. So the sentence we're going to use in German is der Mann ist einen roten Apfel. Here we go. We've got one sentence. Der Mann isst einen roten Apfel. And let's count the rules that we have to follow to get here. So first of all, rule number 1, we need to perfect our word placement. So rule number 1, we need to be aware of this. Oh, and of course the whiteboard is running out as I'm in this. Rule number 2, we need to know it's der Mann. 2, we need to know that we need the nominative. 3, for the subject. Then for our object, einen roten Apfel, we again need to know that Apfel is male. So that's rule number 4. Then we need to know to change our article. 5. And we need to know that an adjective in front of a noun in German takes an ending. That's 6. And then we need to have the correct ending. That's 7. So that's in this really short sentence. The man eats an apple, eats a red apple. We've got 7 grammar rules to keep track of. And I've done this for 20 years. People will make mistakes. See, German flags. Hi, German flags. People will absolutely make mistakes when they have to keep track of 7 different rules in one sentence. So we've got to learn grammar. That's one thing. We need to know how to put these words together, but we can't let the grammar from stopping us. Rule number 1 in any language, but especially in German, grammar is important, but grammar is a tool. Oh, hello, New Universal Media. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Grammar is a tool. So grammar is here for us, not we for the grammar. And it's not true that you don't speak a language if you're not perfect. Oh my God, I'm German and I still don't get the grammar. You're not alone, Alex. You're not alone at all. See, that's another thing. Everyone listen to Alex in the comments. Even the natives, even the Germans don't get the grammar at all. Funny Rose. Yes, I'm a German tutor. I've been a German tutor for 20 years. And I chat to you every week about grammar and language learning. And today we are talking about the grammar anchor. Why is too much grammar holding people back? So I want to give you just some practical things that you can do when you are struggling with grammar. And I made some notes because I always forget everything. So sorry, forgive me for reading off my list. So it's just, this is the important thing. The first thing that we need to do is we need to take a realistic assessment of everything that you can and cannot do. So when you're learning a language, it's quite important to be sort of black and white or binary. You either speak the language or you either speak the language or you don't speak the language. It'll be useful if you can see my gestures. But that sort of binary, I speak or I don't speak, is actually quite harmful. This binary can can stop you from just being a little bit more realistic, and you kind of feel like you're putting a lot of time and effort into the language, and to then sort of say, well, no, I don't speak it at all. That's wrong and it's really unfair on yourself. What else are we going to go? So we're going to adopt something that's called a growth mindset. There is a lot of material about there, and I really recommend that you read up on the growth mindset, but very, very quickly. And I talk about the growth mindset quite a lot. We don't focus on sort of things that we cannot do. We adopt language that's more realistic and more forgiving. So rather than I can't do this, we say I cannot do this yet. Rather than saying I'm bad at languages or I'm bad at grammar, we reframe it to I'm I'm not good at this yet. I can't do this yet. And this shifts something. This mindset shift sort of takes it from an absolute into part of a process. Okay, what else do we do? So want to do. I've lost myself. Okay, I think I need to adopt the growth mindset. I've had a wonderful plan, but things are falling apart a little bit. But here we go. Practical things that you can do if grammar is holding you back from speaking the language. First thing you do is assess realistically, what can I do? So you can sort of go back over what you have already learned and sort of assess, this is what I can do. That's why I'm a huge fan of physical flashcards. I mean, flashcards app also keep like a record of how much words, for example, you've learned. But like physical flashcards, if you have them in your 3 little piles, new, old, and learned, at some point the learned pile gets really, really big, and you just look at this and go, I know all these words. But I mean, okay, words are not grammar. But look back, physically reassure yourself. And then let's get into the grammar. How can we actually get better at learning grammar in specific? So I like to compare learning a language a little bit to juggling. So we learn one thing, and it's quite easy. So we've got one ball in the air. Sorry, I would demonstrate with real balls, but I'm rubbish at juggling. So we've got one ball. Oh, maybe subject first, then object. If we're learning, subject and then verb and then object. And then we learn a little bit more, and we learn a little bit more. But a lot of languages are, when you're making a sentence, you actually need like 5 balls in the air at a time. And it's not realistic to become good and masterful of all 5 things. So you pick one thing, and that's your project. And that's the one thing you're working on. So if you're learning German, for example, is the first thing that I always recommend before der die das. Everyone sucks at der die das. Even Germans suck a little bit at der die das. Get your sentence structure right, because nothing screams not good at German than somebody who says, gestern ich war im Kino. So get your verbs in the correct positions. And then once you've mastered this, you move on from that. So one thing after the other. Project. Get good at one thing. Don't try to master all the grammar at one time. Okay. Right. That's really the main thing. And also use visual aids. So much visual aids are so underrated. The one thing that I always want people to bear in mind is colors. Colors are your friends. So categorize into colors. It's a completely visual. Can I sing the German anthem? Yes, I can. But not today. Right. Where was I? I was completely thrown by the German anthem. Okay. I've lost my train of thought. The important thing that I want you to take away from this life is 1, growth mindset. Realistically appraise your progress and pick one grammar problem at a time. So lots of people, again, like to treat language learning like a binary. I can speak German, I cannot speak German. I can speak French, I can't speak French. But that's absolutely just not helpful. The the best thing that you can do is treat it as part of a process. And language is a hobby for life. Language is not just for Christmas. Language learning is not just for Christmas. Language learning is a project for life. And that's all I wanted to say. So thank you so much for joining me today. I just want to remind you, you can send me questions ahead of time. And I will answer them in the program. You can email me. The address to do that is info@londonlanguagehub.co.uk. And okay, fantastic. info@londonlanguagehub.co.uk. And just put question, language, ! I will see you again in 2 weeks' time. So I will always be here on Monday evening, answering your questions about language and language learning. And our next topic is language anxiety or speaking anxiety. So what happens when you've been learning a language and then you get to the country of your target language and you cannot speak at all? What do you do? And you can send me your questions for that to info@londonlanguagehub.co.uk. Put language ! Into the subject line. Are you British in all caps? No, I'm German. I hope that's all right with you, Rufus. Right. Send me your questions, info@londonlanguagehub.co.uk. And if you enjoyed this live stream, please do leave me a like, leave me a follow. You can subscribe to my channel. I post loads of stuff about language learning. Okay. All right, Rufus. Thanks for joining. So I post loads of stuff about language learning, culture. What's my favorite country? That's a good question. I think my favorite country is probably the UK. I chose to live here. And there are some interesting people, but I think you get interesting people pretty much everywhere in the world. You definitely get interesting people in Germany. So thank you so much for coming to my live stream. I'll see you again in 2 weeks' time. Bring your questions, send them to me to info@londonlanguagehub.co.uk. Put language ! Into the subject line. Subscribe to my channel. Leave me a like. Check out some of the other stuffs I do. Some of the other videos I do. I do shorts. I do long form. I've got a great meme review of German memes, which I have been told is very funny. Sorry, sis. Right, Rufus, I think you left your caps lock on. And that's all from me today. If you enjoyed this, I would be honored if you, as I said, give me a follow. And if you really, really love this, you can buy me a coffee. The instructions on how to do that are in the description of this video. Thank you so much and have a great evening. Ah.